Hey all, Binks here. Welcome to Marvel Snap's official YouTube channel. I am super privileged to be here to present to you the newest Season Pass card, Loki. Loki is a 3 energy, 5 power that says on reveal, replace your hand with cards that started in your opponent's deck. They cost 1 less. A super fun and chaotic card to just get a handful of cards, get some information on what your opponent might have coming for you, and sometimes you just get a lot of really cool synergy. I think that Loki has a bunch of different ways that you can utilize him. You can use it as just like a panic button and well-statted card if you maybe don't have the cards that you need to play later on in the game. You can work in a collector focused deck, as Loki will recopy all the cards in your hand and trigger collector for every single card that's in there. You could use it with Agatha to be able to turn off the Agatha and change her into a different card. There's just so many different ways you can utilize this card. I'm so excited for you to dive in and play them, and I have 2 amazing RNG Fiesta decks for you to try. My name is Binks Plays. You can find me on YouTube and Twitch, but make sure to like down below and subscribe to Marvel Snap's official YouTube channel. Our first deck today is called Loki Hates Dinos. It kind of looks like a collector dinosaur deck without the double dinosaur. That's because we have Loki in it, and we are going to swap out all of the cards in our deck, so the double dinosaur not being able to be played on turn 5, we don't really need it. We just have all these different ways to add as many cards as possible to our deck. We have a Chavez to try and get us to our Quinjet and Collector as early as possible, and also give us our best possible chance of having Loki. I think that once you get the Collector down, you should try and get as big of a Loki as possible, and just win out with your opponent's cards. Let's jump into some highlights. All right, moving into turn 2 here, I think that we got to get Collector down in Baxter Building. Really just our ace in the whole card in this matchup. Pretty much any matchup. I mean, I think that with these Loki decks, the Collector can just get so insanely powerful, and it's really where you want to do things. Let's play a pretty basic move deck. We got some multiple men out here. Could let the Loki rip right away, but I like having a little bit more tact with it. We can just kind of vibe, get this Collector bumped, and then maybe do something like a Mirage Loki on the final turn. Maria Hill is probably better here to potentially get a small card to play in later turns. I don't want to play her there, though. No, let's play her on the right. I think on the right is probably where we want her there. Having the Collector on Baxter Building is going to give us a bunch of ways to win here. We can even move some things around if we want, but I think that just trying to ping something off is better here. I think we probably keep this Electra in hand, and I think we just go, probably just go Quinjet Loki here, right? I think going Quinjet Loki here is really nice. Getting a couple turns with 4 of their cards. I mean, this just seems great, right? Huge buff on the Collector. I think we're snapping back here. I think we're snapping back. I'm feeling pretty confident. I mean, obviously they have, you know, some things with like Vulture and stuff like that. Maybe they have, yeah, the Doctor Strange to pull the cloak off there. And we could have a 4-cost Heimdall in our hand. You know, there's lots of really powerful things that we can get from ripping this Loki early. And everything's gonna be super cheap. What's in the hand? A Forge Hulkbuster. I mean, look at this, dude. Like, just crazy amounts of power output. And go like here. You might want to do some like fill type stuff for Strange Academy reasons. Like here. Just slam a giant Hulkbuster down over here on the left. We probably don't need to set the Iron Fist. That's just crazy. I mean, we get so much power in the Collector. A bunch of basically free cards that we can just play alongside anything that we draw. And we top deck the Colts in there. It's going to give us some additional refill. Going to really help with our Quinjet. Yeah, Vision's great. We can keep fighting for this left location. I mean, I don't think we're going to need too much. Look at that Collector. Look at the 17 power Collector. Alright, so they're gonna move everything over to the right here. I think we're pretty much sauced up. They were able to win over on the right, actually, so we might be in a bit of trouble if we can't piece together exactly what we need. But I'm thinking that This should be enough here, right? 14 power. They would need over 12. They could have Magento. Magento would pull the Coulson or the Loki, so it still should be enough. So I think we're totally fine here. We just yeah, if they pull the Hulkbuster off, then they're gonna lose right and left already. Typical move players, you know, they they try and do something different, but that play kind of lost the pass. Not too sure though. Look at that, 17 power collector. That is what you're looking for in a Loki game right there. All right, Ninja coming out on turn 1. We'll get a cheeky Agent 13 there. Yeah, we'll just stand them next to each other. We'll just establish them there. No need to do anything too crazy or try and go for anything else. Super Scroll can be very interesting. Probably a move deck from our opponent, so maybe not something that's all that crazy. Mirage in many ways is just a better Maria Hill, but Maria Hill does have extra energy or power. Let's do the Mirage. Just add another card to our hand here. Maybe go into the Coulson. Coulson's a little bit finicky though, right? Because we're gonna be at 6 cards. Coulson will fill us to 7. So maybe we do just want to do Craven, Maria Hill type stuff. Glad to get this Aunt Maze out of the way. And honestly, a Craven, this is one of the big things about Mirage, right? A Craven against my move opponent is kind of nutty. So I do want to get that down. Next turn might be Quinjet Loki if we top deck it. Maybe we just play like a White Queen and then go into Maria Hill Loki. We'll kind of like see things as it is. Getting their Craven too, and then being able to Loki and get access to maybe some other movement cards that are available in our opponent's deck could really flip the tides on him. Collector's wonderful here. We are running a little bit light on space though. I'm wondering if our play is just to Collector. We could Collector Maria Hill this turn, then play whatever Maria Hill plays potentially. But we can still just play it out on curve. Let's get the Collector on the left because it's going to be our strongest card in most situations. So random Patriot is a random Patriot. We'll go Maria Hill over on the right. Continuing to draw cards. Maria Hill always gives us a playable card with Loki if we so choose. With, what do we have? 6 spots available. We'll probably want to play whatever we'd get with Maria Hill alongside Loki. But I mean, there's also some merit to just get a crazy amount of like tiny cards. What do we got here? Cloak? Play Cloak on our Craven. I cannot complain about that. I'm a fan, I will say. Opponent snaps on us. We'd love to see that. I think we go Collector here. We blow up these cards. I don't love stacking the Collector and the Raven, but maybe it's just fine. Maybe get the Loki over here on the right. So this Collector is going to be huge. The Craven's going to be very strong. Maybe we move this Maria Hill as well. Just keep buffing up this middle lane, and then we're ready with 10 power sitting over on the right, and then just whatever we can pull out with the Loki to slay him over on the right as well. Opponent snapped on us. Let's snap back. I'm a very pleasant position here. I mean, they're going to buff our Craven. We're getting a bunch of space over on the left, so like if we get some really good low power cards available to us, we can kind of go a little nuts, get a little wild with it. The Collector enormous. Didn't really get too many movement type triggers. So maybe we're avoiding kind of doing like the movement style stuff, but I mean we could just stack power, right? We'll throw the Human Torch over here on the left. I don't know how they add any additional points over here. Maybe we just go like, look at this. So what if we just go like here? And then we get plus... This inherits some level of risk. What if we just play everything other than Heimdall? We could just go like here, here maybe, then like here, here. I don't really want to Heimdall the Craven away, you know? Like the Craven being middle is quite pleasant. Maybe only need the 2. I don't foresee any way that they can get any additional power. So let me go here, here, here. I love this. Let's see if our opponent retreats. Let's go! The power of Loki flows through. All right, licks. Oh, we got Elysium. We got early energy cheat. Let's just start adding cards to our hand like a maniac. And then set it for a cool Loki. Just add all the cards to our hand. Very rude. I wanted to play that Nick Fury on 3, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. Opponent played every card on their hand on turn 1 there. Mirage didn't trigger? Can you imagine playing a Mirage on turn 1 and it does not trigger because the opponent just goes a little psycho mode? Ooh, we can actually Psylocke into Nick Fury. That's quite relevant. Actually, very, very relevant for a collector here. We're going to snap. Opponent's top decking the rest of the game. We are getting a Nick Fury down next turn. Unless we get a horrendous location over here on the right, like a bar with no name or something like that. Limbo. I mean, we'll extend the game. I'm cool with that. Let's just play our Nick Fury. Ooh, that's our Loki. That's not what we want. Our Nick Fury over here on the left. Opponent has a lot of small cards in their hand though, right? So maybe the Loki's a little bit iffy. We'll have to kind of decide a bit later. We'll have to, I kind of want access to these cards. Maybe keep it chill. Just Maria Hill here. We got time. We can Loki on turn 6, right? Or we can just Loki on turn 7, honestly. You know, we could just play out a big card and then we can Loki. It's probably totally fine here, right? Because we can smash down so much additional power onto our collector. Might even be playing the Orca left. It's like Orca middle is obviously enticing, but I mean they're probably gonna be able to beat it, right? With Sunspot Ant-Man. They're top decking and have tiny cards. Never before seen Vibranium. The more you know. Look at that. Quinjet Onslaught. What a play. Quinjet Onslaught. What a rude awakening my opponent is in for. What do my Orca null? They cost 3? It's pretty good. Opponent snaps on us. Love to see that. I think our play is to just Chavez here, and the next turn we play like Loki, Orca. We could probably play Orca left, maybe Loki middle, Sentinel or something. So we don't really have to play another card here, right? We just kind of vibe. We're in like some trouble if they do some like Psycho Scarlet Witch stuff this turn, but they would never do such a thing, right? They just have a Chavez of their own. Okay. We're actually not going to be able to get ahead over here, which is scary. So we just have to hope that this Orky boy is going to be enough. We had the Loki over here, and then I guess because right is more important, we'd go Sentinel to add some more cards. We're actually in quite a bit of trouble over here on the left, huh? This longer game kind of surprised us. I mean, the Sunspot's kind of going out of control. But this is the best that we could end up doing. So let's... I mean, they shouldn't have another big card, right? They shouldn't have another big enough card to beat us over on Elysium, I would imagine. Yeah. We'll just make our collector huge. I think I messed up and played the Sentinel second. So I should have played the Sentinel first. It would have actually given us additional collector buffs. Because this Sentinel, we would have gotten this collector buff, but then an additional one from the collector. But not too bad, not too bad. Really cool, dude. We got some 3 energy Orcas. That's, you don't see that every day. I tell you what. And our second today is Loki Loves Agatha. So Agatha is a very unique card in Marvel Snap. She actually starts in your hand, so you get an additional draw and more cards than your opponent. and how can we leverage that? We can leverage that by using 3 different cards in Wave, Lady Sif, and Loki on turn 3. The best way to utilize Agatha is to try and force her to play certain cards. So we have Domino that will enter your hand on turn 2. That should be the only playable card in there, so she'll always play it on turn 2. And then because we have America Chavez, Agatha, which is thinning our deck, and we have 3 3-cost cards, there's actually around a 95% chance, if nothing else happens, that we will have either Wave, Lady Sif, or Loki to play on turn 3, and Agatha will be forced to play it because those are the only 3-cost cards that you have. If you play the Wave, Agatha will just come out on 4, and you try and finish out the game with things like Black Bolt, Stature, Legion, Arrow, sometimes just the Chavez coming off the top. If you play Lady Sif, you're hoping to replay her with Ghost Rider for a 4 energy, a 17 power play, and then you could just kind of fill out the game however you want. Or you could just hit your panic button, you have the Agatha play out Loki, and just try and beat your opponent with their own cards, but your cards cost less, then you have a little bit more. It is a super fun way to play, and Loki actually does make Agatha a lot stronger, and kind of like a more unique deck, so definitely try her out in your Agatha decks, and I hope you enjoy these highlights. Alright, Mini Lab on turn 1, no problemo. We do have the Lady Sif in hand. Not too bad of an option here, especially with the Ghost Rider available. Nova Roma, just continuing to draw cards. One thing about having the Domino in this deck is that really helps with things like Nova Roma to not lose card draw. Very good choice, by the way, there, Agatha, going over to the Miniaturized Lab. But it can be really, really nice to make sure that we don't lose a card draw. Because the Nova Roma, if we didn't have something like that, and we get the Loki on turn 3, let's go. I mean, obviously Lady Sif Ghost Rider is nice, but boy, oh boy, is it fun to just rip the Loki. Now let's see what's in your hand, buddy. Okay, we have a free Ebony Maw that we cannot play. We have a Professor X. We have a Debris. We have a tiny little hit monkey here. Do we ever just let the Professor X fly? They can't play left, right? So unless they can play something that's bigger than 6 power middle, we're kind of sitting in a great spot. We can even play the Mr. Fantastic eventually. I think we can snap here. The Professor X goes pretty hard. No, tiny card, little card. Okay, it's a medium-sized card. Medium-sized cards. They have Spectrum. We're in some trouble, but chat. Because we have access to their deck, we also have access to this Cosmo. So Cosmo and Mr. Fantastic guarantees that they can't get over here on the left. And then we should have enough to be able to finish things out. Wait, this is actually kind of crazy. The Cosmo comes in so clutch here. So we have the Mr. Fantastic getting us ahead, and the Cosmo, they have nowhere to play their Spectrum, chat. They have absolutely nowhere to play their Spectrum. We get the top deck Chavez getting over on the left and getting a win. Yo, using their own cards against them has never felt so good. Let's go, Loki. We got the Loki in the starting hand or the Lady Sif. Either one will do. Probably prefer Loki if we have no Ghost Rider. We're not going to do Loki. Okay, you know, beggars can't be choosers, I suppose. Kamartage. See what our Domino does for us here. Scorpion. Maybe making a Loki something that we want to play a little bit more. Lady Sif middle wouldn't be too terrible. Just get rid of some of this top end. I mean, I don't know why we'd want a Lady Sif middle. I don't really have a good answer for you as to exactly why we'd want to do that. We do lose our Legion, lose our Black Bolt, lose our Claw. We might just, I don't know, maybe we Loki next turn? Yeah, there's actually really no... now that I think about it, there's no reason to want to play the Lady Sif middle. I suppose top deck Ghost Rider, maybe we want to utilize everything. You know what? I mean, I said it, so we might as well do it. I mean, top deck Ghost Rider goes pretty hard, right? Pull our Legion. Get out of here, Storm. Ding dong. And we'll get the Agatha out there. Might as well just Loki now, right? Like, who cares? I mean, we can only play like 1 card a turn. Let's just Loki. We even get a Loki twice. I don't know if it would do anything, Loki twice, like anything specifically. Unless we had Collector. Obviously with Collector open, Loki would be pretty good. Alright, this is a little scary. Double Debris over there on the left. We did get both Hobgoblin and Green Goblin, which is pretty funny. With Camartage. Opponent snaps on us. I think we'll just play the Shavas there and eat their lunch. I probably should have played some more cards, but let that go. Oh man, dude, that Ghost Rider play was ruthless. I tell you what. No draw here, but I believe if I know the math correctly, we'll draw Domino next turn, and then there's only 5 cards that we can draw the next turn. 3 of which are our 3-cost cards. The Domino going middle is obviously bad, but we'll go Domino right here. Not too shabby. Get a Lizard going left. Okay. So like I said, 60% chance, I believe, to draw one of our 3s. And there's our Wave. Not too bad. Wave goes back in a hand. Again, another Cloning Vats potential here with the Agatha. Our opponent just slamming a bunch of cards, man. Let's see, is our Agatha going to avoid the middle lane? Ooh, Agatha going right. Very nice. Let's go ahead and snap here. Opponent plays the Claw. Okay. Agatha going right into the vault is very, very annoying for our opponent here. Let's go Loki. Why not, right? You know, we're playing the card. We might as well play the cool card. Maybe Loki middle was a little bit better there just to give us some additional access potentially. Okay, we go Namor into second Ant-Man middle. So then we've got a little bit of problems going, but we're going to flip the whole deck on its head here. You know what looks really nice here? We can go Ant-Man Onslaught. I don't think they can get right. And if they can get right, I think the only way would be with Mr. Fantastic, most likely, right? So we can just probably just kind of like abandon there pretty crazily. But we'll just slam a billion power left to see if they can handle it. I guess we might get into trouble if they have like a Captain Marvel. But Double Mojo, I'm certain this beats Double Mojo, right? This has got to beat Double Mojo. Ant-Man Onslaught Agatha. Oh, baby. Nice, dude. Agatha going right there. Super clutch. Super duper clutch. And an 8-cuber to bat. Alright, let's see what we got here. We do have Cloning Vats, which can get pretty funny with Agatha, potentially. You never know what can happen there. We have a Wrath. Let's see what Domino does. Domino goes middle. It's nice. If Domino goes left, it actually annoys us next turn. So middle is actually the best place possible. So Agatha just kind of sitting here doing her job. Now, Stature can be really scary in this deck. This is one of the reasons why Stature is a bit iffy, but she gets so much better later on. You know, if your opponent's playing discard, you play her out early. It's really not the worst thing in the world. Let's see if we wave into another Agatha. It has happened many a time before where the Agatha just wants to stay in her hand. Okay, we get the Agatha middle. Pushing for the Raft a little bit. Opponent's also an Agatha deck? Alright, well, I mean, if our opponent's an Agatha deck, I have no choice but to do this, right? We gotta go Loki against an Agatha mirror. What's really cool too here is because we can Loki, we can get rid of all these cards, and then we could swap in another Stature into the hand. So we can just kind of slide the Stature in all sneaky like. Actually works really, really well here. Opponent just Jubilees a freaking Infinite. That's terrifying. Is that more than I can account for? I guess I can go Jiggy, huh? I can go Jiggy. Maybe kind of just split all of our resources here. Jiggy left gets us to 23, actually taking out this Jubilee. The Blade gets us just ahead 6 here. We're going to move ahead right here. Maybe opponent retreats against this? They're going to play it out. Let's see what they get. I don't even think a Doom is enough. If our opponent has Doom, just something that could be a little bit scary. Maybe they have Hela? I hope that Magento. This is the smartest opponent I've ever played in my life. The the audacity?